Greetings and salutations, man. Dave Moore. Welcome to the Dave L. Moore Show. I'm your host, Dave L. Moore. And we're going to try it a new way. We're going to do something a little different. This is the actual first show of 2025. And in order for me to make sense of all the messages, all the things you hear me say, all the things you hear me talk about and discuss, how we grow together, how I see in the comments people sending me messages. And guess what, man? I thank every last one of you. If you don't think I look at them, if you don't, well, you know I respond because I respond. But I appreciate all those, man, because it means we're growing like a family. It means that we're both listening to each other. It was a subject that was brought up in a conversation, man. I think it was maybe a couple of days ago. And it was variety. Variety was the word. And somebody said, variety is the spice of life. Variety can be good to those who can control it. Too much variety can cause a whole lot of conflict. For instance, if you go to a restaurant and the menu is about 10 pages long, how long does it take for you to order? Right. I like to condense things down. Get it down to the bare element. What is the core? And once you do that, I think that not having as much variety, but having the right variety is even more important, man. Way more important. But it's 2025, and there's a lot of things going on, man. We got a new president about to come in power, and there's a lot of people who have a lot of emotions about that. But nonetheless, this is the new president about to come in power. You got people who sit here and say that, if you support him, this, if you don't, this, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, what I want to challenge you all to do is concern yourself with things that you can change and the things you can't change. I'm not saying that you have to agree with it wholeheartedly, but you got to move past that. You have to move past that. And if you're not going to move past that, that's okay too. That's a way to be. I don't think it's a healthy way to be, but that's all right as well. But that means that there's opportunities that's going to come, and you need to be ready to take advantage of them. Have you been paying attention to the news? Have you been paying attention to things that's going on in the world? Things that's going on in your hometown? I'm St. Louis through and through. I love them. I'm a big Cardinals fan, but I love home. Home is it's important to me. But things are changing. Opportunities are going to come that you maybe weren't able to take advantage of before, but now maybe you're in a better situation, so you can take advantage of them. And yes, for those of you who know me, I'm talking about the monetary side of life, man. Man, rule number one, y'all know it. You want to say it with me? Let's say it. Make money every day. That's it. You can't get to two without going through one. Totally different show. We addressed that. You all know that. You know how I feel about it. And brought guests on the show to tell you about it. Let me change, or let me shift a little bit. There are issues with leadership. There's some that say that they lead, but they don't have a plan. They don't have a plan of action. They use generalities instead of being specific. I like being specific. I don't like generalities all the time. To me, generalities is what people give you when they can't articulate a successful plan. If somebody says, Dave, what are you going to do today to better your family? To better your circumstance, to better your situation? That means that me personally, with the circle that I have, they kind of hold me accountable. And when opportunities come about, they reach out and they let us know. If I got a buddy who's got a hot stock tip because he did his homework, did his research, he's going to share. If I have friends who know about an investment opportunity, a piece of property or a piece of land or even a business venture, I trust the people that are in my circle. So when they come to me with something, you can say, hey man, I got something going on. About 15, 20, 30% return on your money. Shoot me $5,000. But that's because we're all like-minded. We all understand that it's better if you surround yourself with like-minded people, because like-minded people will get you to the promised land. Well, depends on what your mind is like, I guess. But no, like-minded people, man, people who are on the same mission as you. And you can identify them, and they can identify you. Those are the people that you want to surround yourself with, man. Not somebody who plays the woe is me card. That gets a little bit old. That kind of makes me mad. If you kind of know me a little bit, you know that woe is me card makes me mad. Makes me angry. Because you can do something about it. We live in a place where you can attract almost anything you want. It's money all out there. It's all out in the universe, man. All you got to do is reach out there and grab it. It's success out there. But it's a different mindset. Even when you go to a restaurant, I saw a wealthy man say this. He said, you go to a restaurant, listen to how people order. May I have this? May I have that? May I have this? Definite people don't say may. They say, I will have this. I will have that. Something so small, you look at it, you start laughing. No, you don't know what he's talking about. Something so small can change you in a freaking huge way. Start demanding better. Speak that shit into existence. Talk about it. Have conversations about it. Visualize something first and then go after it. What kind of plan do you have in 2025? We're on, I think today is maybe the 12th. We've already had 12 days in 2025. And let me ask you, did you do anything different than you did in 2024? Or are you waiting? Are you on the sideline? Are you that person that says, you know what? I wanted to get started in January, but I don't feel good. I don't want to. I'm going to get started in February. Because in February, it's going to be March, then it's going to be April. I'm going to challenge everybody that can hear me. I don't know how many people that is, but everybody that can hear me. Do something that you don't want to do every day. Do something that you don't want to do every day. Be able to identify what you don't want to do. And fuck that, go do it. Damn your mind tell you what you want. Look at yourself and say, how dare you say you don't want to? How can you even use that word? You haven't earned the right to use it yet. There are people that work way harder than you and me, and they can't use that word want. We all have, I'm going to use for the better term of words, we all have the king and the fool. We all have the queen and the fool in us. When people talk to the king in you, elicits a certain emotion. When people talk to the fool in you, that elicits a certain emotion. We're in 2025, and I know some of you are procrastinating. Hear me when I tell you, your life on the line. Things are changing. The world is evolving. Some people will tell you that it's more evil people in the world than good. Some people will tell you that the world is in the worst situation that it's ever been in. I'm going to tell you to check your history and tell me, how long have we been living in the end of days? Every Something is going to happen to make people feel that the end is here. It's been going on since the beginning of time. Soon as things start changing, two options: adapt or not. I hear young men say it's too hard to find a lady. You don't know what that's like, Dave, you married. Damn right. I'm not dumb. I know me. And I know what I need to be successful. Everybody needs something. I can't tell you what you need. I never will. I can tell you what I need. I need Mrs. Moore. I can tell you what I need. I need the biggest cheerleader in the world. I can tell you what I need. I need someone who has undying, not belief, undying knowledge. I'm going to make a way because she gives me the ability to make a way. I've heard many people say, man, I can do it on my own. I don't mind being alone. And you're lying. That's what you tell yourself to justify the situation that you're in. Because you don't want that. You don't want that. You tell yourself you want that. And the killer part is, not only will you tell yourself you want that, you'll convince yourself that that's absolutely okay. I tend to disagree. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. I guess in the end, or I guess what I'm really trying to tell you is, identify what you need to be the best version of yourself. And once you do that, go after it. But in order to do that, you got to cut the bullshit version out. I'm in sales. How would I look if I didn't try to sell what my customers wanted and needed? What if I was trying to sell something that somebody absolutely didn't want? And then when they told me they didn't want it, I got mad at them. Instead of me saying, hey, let me find out what you want and what you need, and then present that. I'm big on togetherness, trust, but I don't extend that to everyone. Do you extend trust and love to some people and get burned? Absolutely. Does that mean you should never do it again? If that's your way, that's your way. Me personally, I'm just a little bit more selective with who I extend that to. Now, different subject, different topic, right? Somebody asked me, man, why did you start a podcast? Why did you start making videos? And I said, because I'm very uncomfortable talking in front of people. I don't enjoy it. It makes me afraid. So I decided to overcome that fear. You can put me in a car dealership and there's no fear in any facet of the job. But it takes bravery to sit there and create a show or create an environment where you just sitting there talking and speaking your mind. And then while you're speaking your mind, you're trying to help people grow as well. That's what you want to do. And you're going to have naysayers. You're going to have people who, the thing that boils my blood, right, is competition. You want to see my switch go off. Compete with me. Tell me that you can beat me. Tell me that you're going to work harder than me. You want to see my fucking switch go off. Do that. And bet against me. Sorry. Competition is in my blood. It's what I do. I live every single day to try to prove that I'm better than I was yesterday. That guy's a guy in the past. If I had a great day yesterday, then my job is to have an amazing day today. And then a phenomenal day after that. And so forth and so forth. I want people around me that have that same will. For those of you who don't understand, in St. Louis, we have something called Matthews Dickey. And I'm going to just tell you, either you know or you know. Gone are the days of the paper champions. Gone are the days of the lip service. At some point in time, you got to put some actions behind those words. And you also have to realize that everybody's not going to be on your side, man. They're not. And I struggle with that, man. I do. I know people who are not on my side. I know people when they don't want me to win. And it used to bother me so bad. But I understand now. If I were you, I would probably feel the same way. I'm going to elicit change. Every time I do a show, someone tells me that it helped them. There's other people that tell me you don't know what you're talking about. There's other people that say, hey, how could you say that? My answer to them was, come on the show. Teach me something. Educate me. I love what I do. I love my life. I enjoy speaking to the people I get to speak to on a daily basis. I enjoy the new things that I have going on. Shout out to the Hustle Different podcast. Sundays, 5 to 7. My city, my music, YouTube. Check them fellas out. Check them ladies out. Shout out to every last one of them. And you know what? There are people that I come across that I do admire. There's people that I come across that I do learn from. I can sit in the park and watch a bird messing with a blade of grass and get something out of it. I'm going to challenge everybody in 2025. Come up with a plan. What is that plan? Figure out where you want to be, and then you map out a pathway for you to get there. And once you map out the pathway for you to get there, to me, we got to change the perception. I had a tennis coach, Cameron Thomas. Shout out to Cam, man. I used to wonder why all the time he had me hit backhands. And I'm like, but this side, forehand is way easier and better. He always made me hit backhands. Always. You know why? Because when you play tennis, perception is reality. And the perception is that side is the weaker side, and that's the side you're going to get all the balls hit to. I didn't really figure that out till later on, but shout out to Cam, boy. I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry, man. And he knows. And hopefully one day I can have him on the show as well, because tennis is a lovely sport, man. It's an amazing sport. It takes a whole bunch of skill and talent. And it's something that I lost passion for, and I found it again. And I lost passion for, and now all of a sudden I found it again. So, right on, Cam. You're going to be put in situations where people are going to try to pick on the weaker side of you because they know that's how you get to you. That's how they get to you. We're going to try something this year, which is to remain calm. I struggle with that. My brother Shine, my brother Gilbert told you on the last show, I kind of struggle with that. I'm very emotional. Very. I struggle with that. But you know who doesn't struggle with that? And who I have in my back pocket at all times? Is my big brother Alan. He does not. He is the epitome of cool, calm, and collective. He does not yell. He does not scream. He does not raise his voice. But you do understand what he's saying. And I'm going to get there. I ain't there yet. Because you can make me mad. And I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. But it's good to see somebody with my blood who is already there. This year, I'm going to use resources. I'm going to tap into resources that I didn't have, I've never tapped into before, because opportunities are going to present themselves. And when they do, you want to be in a situation where you can take advantage of them. Now, a little bit of current events, right? We got the playoffs going on with football, right on. Australian Open is on, right on. I don't know if y'all know this, but watching tennis, if you haven't watched it, is amazing. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The basketball here or there. Current events, again, there's a big event that happens on the 20th. Something's going to happen as far as an opportunity for monetary gain. I am not a financial advisor, so don't try to get me. Don't start that with me. I ain't trying to hear it. But there's going to be an opportunity somewhere. I'm just going to keep pointing it out to you so that you get off the couch and go do some research and some homework and try to take advantage of it. Your life is what you make it. The United States is a business. And in any business, ask yourself, how much do you contribute to the success or failure of that business? What exactly are you doing? What path can you carve out for yourself and your family? Is this the greatest country in the world? I live here. Is it the only country in the world? No. Are there people that don't appreciate the things that they have here? Yes. Are there people that think that their freedoms are more important than yours? Absolutely. Freedom doesn't mean when it's convenient for you. That means that people can say and do what they want. But what you can do is control how you react to it. I'm talking to me. And I'm getting way better at it. Being able to identify a fool is it's a useful tip. Man, I'm trying something new. I'm doing a podcast now, and I took the necessary steps to reach out to people and try to help people. Try to do things that's going to make everybody understand that you can be the best version of yourself. You can work every single day to be better. I don't want you to take a day off. I don't want you to expect something for nothing. I heard someone say, people want the respect of an adult, the treatment of a lady, and the responsibility of a child. Let that sink in. And then those same very people will have the nerve to look at you and say that they are a man or a woman with those expectations. My dad always told me you learn more in silence than you do speaking. And most people who have a lot to say lack substance and character. So maybe, just maybe, in some instances, it's time to be quiet and observe. And then you'll know what to do. Now, don't get me wrong. We all got the devil inside, for better words. Yes, we do. But do you let that control you? No one likes to be, for a better sense of the word, tried or tested. I know I don't. And you're definitely not going to try me if we're not on par. Because the one thing that I do control is my reaction. I'm going to shine some light on some specific names, man. And I'm going to start doing that every show. I'm going to shine some light on some specific names. Hey, of course, we'll start with number one, Mr. Nesby Moore Jr. I ain't got nothing to say, man. His name says it all. Of course, we been over my big brother, Alan, my other big brother, Nesby, and my two sisters, Tamara and Deborah. I love them. They definitely make sure their little brother is mentally, emotionally, and spiritually where he needs to be. Car business-wise, Glenn Lundy, Andy Elliott, two people that I respect so much because I got to watch the journey. Not because of the success that they have now, because I got to watch the journey. And when you get to watch the journey of someone, watch them from where they were to where they are and watch them succeed, it kind of motivates you a little bit. It gets your blood boiling a little bit. It lets you know, and the main two things that these brothers say, right? You never hear them say, I'm the greatest in the world and nobody else can do this but me. But what they will do is try to uplift you. What they will do is make you realize with enough dedication and commitment and discipline, you can pretty much achieve what you want. But you got to be committed. And commitment's not easy. Not in these days. Finding commitment is something that is very tough because the word commitment is looked upon as it used to have a whole lot of meaning and backing. But now it's just a word. Kind of like marriage. It's just a word. But to some of us, we take it seriously. It's my wife, man. I'm only going to have one. Period. Don't want to. Ever. That's my way. Be dedicated to your way once you figure out what your plan is. I'm dedicated. I'm dedicated to Team Landolf. I'm dedicated to DLM. I'm dedicated to Mrs. Moore. I'm dedicated to my friends and my family. I'm dedicated to you all because together we're going to win. Because we're going to find out who those who don't have our best interest in mind are. We're not going to block them. We're not going to say evil things. We're just going to flat out succeed, win, and ignore them. History teaches us how do you kill a god? By not paying attention to it. Because when people start praying to you, which means when people start paying you attention, you become irrelevant. And sometimes some people need to be that because they're standing in the way of progression. Last few minutes, right? What do we do the last few minutes? We talk about monetary gain. Make sure you pay attention to the stock market. Make sure you pay attention to crypto. Make sure that you have some sort of system in place where on the weekends you take a certain amount of time and dedicate that into finding some investment opportunity or something that you can invest in or something you can do to make money. Because the job that you do is the job that you do, but what you do outside your job, that's what really, really is going to take you to the next level. And keep in mind, the more you build yourself up, the more other people are going to get pissed because they can't shit on you no more, because they can't hold things over your head no more, because they understand that if they try to mess with you monetarily, it doesn't matter anymore. Those are all problems that I welcome those. You want respect? Build yourself up to the point where nobody can tell you, to where everything happens automatically. Watch your respect do like this. My dad used to tell me, as long as people know you need them, they're going to get you. But the very second that they know you don't, he called it a corrective state of mind. Surround yourself with good people. People who want more. People who have an abundance mindset. People who think on a grand scale. This is 2025. It's time for us to level up. I don't know about you, but this guy right here is going all the way up. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. You know I love you. Like, subscribe, share, hit the button, turn the notifications on. Let's blow up and share this with people, man. Share this with people because guess what? The more we grow, the happier we are and the more people we can help because we're all about improvement mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and monetarily. We all can improve. And by God, we're going to. Y'all have a great evening. It was great to be with you. One word for you. Peace.